This is Josh from Josh's Yard Service. I'm the owner of a Winnipeg-based property maintenance company. Today I'm going to explain about the importance of working hard, working smarter, and not necessarily like working smarter and not harder. And what do you mean by that? I mean that like you should use your brain to get like if you're owning a business, you should use your brain power to think of efficient pricing strategies instead of just going out there and working and working and working and not earning a lot of money. So and that's something that I struggled with when I was just starting off, because I was getting a fair amount of work, but it wasn't paying that well. So I had to think of better techniques. So what did I do? Well, I looked at we all have to learn more. We all have to learn to do our even if we're good at what we're doing, we have to learn to do it better. So I looked at experts on lawn care on YouTube, and I found out that you can't just charge super duper low prices. You're not if you there's a lot of overhead costs in lawn care. You have to pay for repairs, you have to get insurance. Yeah, depending on depending on the situation, you may need a business license, and stuff like that. So that's one thing that why lawn care businesses and property maintenance landscaping can't just charge same price that some kid would charge, because this is because if you own a business, if you and also once you'll need employees once the business starts to grow, so you definitely have to be paid at least minimum wage, probably a little bit more, because it's so hard, so the work is so hard. So that's why there has to be a reasonable minimum pricing scheme. Obviously, you can't charge super duper high prices, but there has to be a minimum price. So when you're starting off, you might get super excited. Might want to take every job that's available, even if the customers are rude, or even if they're making you do an unreasonable amount of work, because you're desperate. And I don't think that's the best idea, because you'll get stuck in a rut. So you need to think of ways to justify. So the first thing you have to know is how to justify your prices. So how do I justify my prices to my customers? Well, I justify them by saying that I am very cautious. I have insurance, and I have 4 or 5 star reviews on Google. So that means I am very skilled, all that what I do. I'm talking about my business, Josh's Yard Service. So obviously, I have the justification for charging more than just some kid out there. My business has more justification for charging more than just some kid. And let's say you hire some, so just letting like just giving this as a piece of advice for other people who might be starting off in the business, and they got the proper insurance and stuff and all that stuff, and they can justify it by saying if you hire some like and they have higher prices, you can justify it by saying if you hire just some kid, they might accidentally launch a rock through your window, and then you might well have to pay for it yourself because they don't have insurance. And also, as I already mentioned, if you're have a lot of skills, you can justify higher prices by using your skill set. All right, so basically, these are like and don't get disappointed when people don't get disappointed because you got rejected because from getting a customer because they thought you were a bit pricey because they would we can't in the business world we can't compete on if we're skilled business owners with lots of overhead costs, we can't compete on price. We compete on the quality of work we do, and that's how we compete. Now, if you're charging an obscenely high price, that's one thing, but I don't think that's a major problem in the lawn care industry. Never heard of any typically charging lower prices is a bigger problem than charging higher prices in the lawn care, landscaping, and property maintenance industry. Also, so let's see what. So, in order to work smarter and harder, not necessarily harder physically, you have to do a good job with all your customers, so they will be happy to pay a reasonable amount. So once just do a good job, and once you do a good job, ask them for a review on Google My Business, and hopefully you will get a positive review. And sometimes you won't even get and I've only gotten 4 or 5-star reviews, and when I haven't gotten any other reviews at all, even though I sent and I would say it's better to have no reviews at all than having a bad review, because a bad review will cause people to think you're not good at all. So, let's see. So the lesson to be learned is, in order to earn a decent amount of money without putting in too much unnecessary effort, it is do the best you can, be able to justify your prices, and get a reputation that you're good at what you do with your business. Thanks and goodbye.